yourself a clap. Welcome to Out Loud. We thank you all for being here in Toronto. So this one is titled Decision. Tears fall, heart sinks as we wilt apart. You come, I waver, we indulge in the leaves. Time and time again, you say you're proud of my journey to growth, self-love, and self-worth. Yet I'm still fighting with reality. I care too deeply, want too much, a relationship that won't arrive. Self-care is blooming tall, climbing high. As alignment begins to fade, potential no longer arriving, it's time I choose to bloom in the season I am thriving. I care for you deeply. Will this choice add to regrets? I ponder as the days pass from our last dance. Loving you gave me life for a time, yet you loving me I did not find. As our paths diverge, I give thanks to our shared season, for it is you who watered my flowers of darkness, for it is you who brought me to the light once again. For it is you I have a vision of tall trees intertwined, growing together as we embrace our branches of love. I have no fight with reality left, for my hope and a vision will not grow. Goodbye dreams, trees, and flowers. I choose myself for a love that waters my desires. This one is titled Untitled Invisibility. Invisibility is my specialty. I come but don't speak, for I enjoy the energy and a safe space you create. I don't come to be seen, I don't come to be heard, so you talking to me was a kind of different that startled me. Shy and quiet is who I am, and that's what you got. But you ask and observe, so I guess I'll give you a glimpse into why I continue sharing your energy. True, I've been coming to these for a while now, trying to find myself within a crowd I can't blend with. I come and stay quiet so I don't make a scene. The same crowd I don't blend with are the people that make me feel seen, that allow me the space to be in my authenticity. You see, my past is of trauma due to white men, so I come to these to get out of the house in a place that I know will not cause the emotional distress I can't beat. This group of creatives has welcomed me without judgment, without question, just genuine acceptance, for I'm calm in your energy. So yes, I keep coming back, because where else am I going to find freedom to be me, other than y'all, the group of people who are cut from a different cloth, that bring light to the depths of my darkness I battle within.
You're at time.
This is still in its infancy.
Oh, sorry.
Another hand clap. That was wonderful. Because we meet every third Sunday at 6:30, but you have 6 to sign up. You can come back and read the other poems. I enjoyed them so thoroughly.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we have Josh.
All right, this is gonna be messy. I never write about myself, and I did, so have fun with that. This is about dealing with a time when I was under a lot of emotional manipulation in a relationship. I don't like this piece. Yeah, it's called Ingrown. How many times must you save another's life before you can save your own? The answer is simple, yet you allow a lamb to reside in your home, skinned, cured, hides strung up. You scrawl pleasantries across the uncut, unsheathed vellum as you grasp the nail of your little toe between thumb and fore. You squeeze, twisting upward as your toe prickles and protests. Your words mean nothing. You feel nothing while you pin more lies. Even good eggs go bad with time. Your toe, so small, so simple if it weren't for that garish nail. You'd love to free it from flesh and relish in the cool moisture of unearthed skin. So you do. But what of the lamb? pitiable creature, you'd love removed too. But it holds knife in hoof, soon a knife in fold, at least for now inert. How many times have you danced like this, kindly caressing, validating, de-escalating? Did you delude yourself that repetition would dull the ache in your chest, lessen the fog in your head? Symphonies written in blood are not performed to be admired, yet you let your pulse sink to their melodies. You wonder if these tunes are the rhythmic throbbing of a naked nub, no longer toe but alien appendage, feel more human than you do now. You who do not sleep, you gestation of moths, can you bear what the void bequeaths? You rise, you dress, you regret unceased. You abandon so much for an ideal, even the light has left you now. But at least you still have that lamb.
I like it, Josh. I like it a lot. Let's give Josh another good hand. Next we have Kimberly.
To the men who call me scary, I have clenched keyrings, taken self-defense, packed pepper spray, and switchblades. I admit, I once feared you too, but let me be clear. The feeling is no longer mutual. I've spent enough time rewinding the nights that men have made me forget myself, made me roll over, rock too much pressure into the back of my neck, how I became the smallest apology. I am done blaming myself for the drug drink that the bartender gave me, no longer mad that I trusted his station. Instead, wound up on the street in Eugene, Oregon alone, seizing scraped knees and unable to move my mouth into a memory. Instead, I focus on the moment I found my phone, dizzied my fingers into ambulance, and allowed myself to ask for help. When I run, I still see the face of the man who threatened to shoot me for rejecting his pass in the middle of a 7-Eleven, who chased me down the street screaming he'd spray up this whole block to finally kill the Bambi bitch who got the cashier to call the cops. I have heard it said that the thing men fear the most about women is rejection, while the thing that women fear the most about men is getting murdered. So when you call me scary, I have never been more proud to prove you right, that your fear is futile. It's a better idea in a business meeting. It's a bigger paycheck. It's getting laughed out of the bar for your lazy-ass pickup lines. It's me taking up too much space for you to talk over. It's going home alone. It's becoming one of my poems. I've also heard it said that if people wanted you to write good things about them, they should have behaved better. So I am not sorry for the way that my speech creeps up your spine, snatches the voice out your throat. I, Ursula, I swing men like you down to seaweed with a smile. You bottom feed, you yellow belly. I, lioness, dress best after coming at your neck. Call me scary when I call you lazy. Call me scary when I assert myself. Call me scary when I conjure a coven of scary women who are ready to band together to protect each other from the monsters that men have too often made themselves out to be. For every time you fear a woman being outspoken, know she is fighting against the fury of too many men who have tried to keep her from becoming her true brilliance. Know that that struggle is 3 times as trying for women of color, trans women, queer women, indigenous women, disabled women, mentally ill women, but we have been built to overcome. So scary with our sharp nails, so scary with our lipstick, so scary with our degrees, our jobs, full-time with benefits. So scary when we mother, so scary when we're in love, and so scary when we're lonely. So scary when we fight for our bodies just to belong to us. Listen, if you think that we are scary now, you sure as hell cannot handle the wrath of a woman with fixed crosshairs, unburnable, unwavering. Let this be a lesson, no, a warning, to move out of the way of all the scary women, or you will find out what real fear is. Woo!
Felt that. Man, that was. Come on up here, Mel.
Yeah.
Mel.
Yeah.
That's okay. I think you got it.
Do you want a chair, Mel?
I don't know. I'll let you know in about 30 seconds. This is my life, y'all.
Aww.
Damn bitch. That's good. That's good. All right. Obviously, I'm not exempt from this. I'm good at this stuff. All right. You know, these days, no matter what we buy, regardless of the service, it's not paper we sign. We tap to purchase. Both in and out of the checkout lines, which I gotta admit, saves time. But if you feel yourself tapping out, starting to check out, that's not fine. Because the world around us, folks just like us, are tapping out as we stand by co-signing the concept of staying too quiet. Whether it be a new grin we don't buy, or an old sin popping up again and again that we let fly, the most dangerous response to what this corrupted government wants is a riot quietly disguised. And those lies are feeding on you. See, complicity, it's not just going with the flow. It hides behind the lines. It hides in the shrug of, no, man, that issue's not mine. By choosing the most comfortable choice, we're losing the power of our own voice. When we stand by, listening to words that crawl up and down our spine till skin crawls and we become sick. See, every shaky word is a matchstick. Every stumble that ends in silence was a possible spark of conflict. Every no cuts a hole in the hearts and minds and soul. Every closed mouth is a green light that lets evil in. Listen, this is not a sermon. It's a summons. Not a judgment, but a call to action. When you feel that bass drum beating in your chest, that's your conscious body reminding you that silence is not the only local dialect. Listen. You know courage catches quicker than a rumor, runs faster than lies, running hand to hand, heart to heart, up, up, up till the whole room rises. Because when that moment arises, and it will, don't be the silence. Don't echo the shrug. Be the break in the quake. Be the resounding message that tugs. Because you are the most imperative voice in this poison political climate. But you've got to have the courage to own it.
Yeah.
Is this your first time?
No.
No, it's not.
Me, Margaret.
It's not your first time? Okay. Just wanted to make sure. Next we have Lindsay. Give her a hand clap.
Thank you guys. This is my second time here.
Yeah. Woo!
I'm going to try to get through 3 sonnets, most likely 2 at the minimum. This one is written through what I think a woman's eyes should flash optical. Need these to not see. I just want to be, you know, in love. To hear only, there's my little dove. I have given my innermost and myself to those never to be unshelved. The learning curve has been steep, but I understood why I weep. Not for me, but the little girl caught up in a love whirlwind, a casualty of war. Were we to be at the service of another, unseen, but I am not without fault. It is what a hopeless romantic, sought. Oh Father, I pray this one you sent me an upright angle. You sent an upright behavior, a compliment to me. That was called insert. This one is from my point of view as a man. I must confess to my impress of your satisfaction in my action, to caress and calmly address this beautiful and wonderful interaction. It's a blessing to be undressing our insecurities and curiosities, and some training, and of course your taming without infidelities. Baby, get those novelties. On our first trip, I saw you strip me down. Now, sweetheart, turn around. Let me get a grip. And not just a tip will be found amongst your sound. That's called double trouble. And this one is from my point of view of how I want time to go as fast as I want it to go. Based on your perception, I'm in a suit, a lawsuit that is. She's sharp as hell too, undressed. Love's in this room, you can touch it. Let me try that on. Man, that's fresh, homie. Y'all look cute together, don't you? Thank you, Grandma, of your observation and your confidence. Yeah, I think we're next. We're subjected to a time frame of a tight suit and closing the floor. Going up, hold on, 6 please. Us too, Germany, that's the goal, to retire early. Let us walk with you, 2 up, 2 down. Beautiful family you have, keep building. Tailored views to what I've seen. Let's go together. Stay if possible. That's called Chandra and Val. It's for a couple that we saw in a wedding ceremony. Thank you guys.
We're gonna keep it going, and next we have L. What?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Come on up.
The turn of summertide. Lullabies from canopies buzz in my head. Symphonic prayers screamed from newborn cicadas circle me as I walk by. My chittering unrest makes me feel worn. New season's heat has begun to call me, a burning, beckoning to dig up, out towards our song. I'll shovel my body free. My burgeoning voice must join their shouts. They'll call us the woods' emergent rebels, shrieking out an overwhelming chorus till we can guide the trodden out their shells until our enemies can't ignore us. Though they'll say we've metamorphosed strange, we must see to it that this world be changed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Next we have Andy Good. Thank you.
My favorite thing about fall is goldenrods. Also, my favorite thing is just goldenrods. My religion has become sneaking through the back entrance of the church, the one the worship leaders use to hide their humanity. Crouching behind the piano like a dusty hymn book, waiting till everyone is staring at the version of God behind their eyelids. Then emancipate my childhood self by the hand before the altar calls, the cauterizations that became the wounds, that haunt my breathing and sing in my shoulders, like God abandoning my neurons every time you are angry. Instead, I will fly into the fields where boys feel things and sway with the goldenrods until mischief can be goodness again. And no one tells me how to feel. I just feel everything. I am a goldenrod gospel. A little bit more stuff about goldenrods here. A final groan of summer, a purgatory of early autumn, reconciled to the stars, forgetting our names. Where can we step over the lines of rest where hope dissolves into breathing? I don't have answers, but we could skip across time and space like a rock on a cold lake, land in the frozen cane-breaking moment, drink in the stellar dome until the pines know us by name, and the stars tell our stories like the goldenrods were expecting us. I don't have answers, but we could bypass the curtains of kudzu pretense and hide where the moss holds us like a rain-swept story, washed in the limerick of morning dew, cold hand clasped with the poplars, swaying until we are fiddleheads or spiderwebs under a last gasp at Milky Way. I don't have answers, but the seven sisters stop arguing and fall from the heavens as rain when we find the smile of limestone brooks, hold it like legends in our histamines, break like day, and open like the ankle-whispering masters, slow as limbering autumn, but faster than the fall of democracy. I don't have answers, but take the empty loblolly pages and turn them soft and hurried. I ask this of you, in songs of tongues of men and goldenrod angels, to breathe the strange breath of complicated life, the strong coffee from this peculiar cup, the inundated feeling from this novel moment, until waking morning anxiety turns to evening primrose. I don't have answers, but the blue stems whistle like laughter that holds our fragments together. The redbirds spoke with our ancestors and they said, we are going to be fine. We could disappear into the dew and evaporate into mysteries. We could bloom like the ironweeds and wilt into eternity. All I ask is that you find me without answers.
To just remember your bartenders, be kind, generous, tip your bartenders. And we're grateful for Speakeasy. Let's get Speakeasy in here. And we're an organization, so we like donations as well. This is a free event. However, we do appreciate donations. So the little tin bucket with the ducks and the geese, don't forget about it, okay? She's over there. She's on table six, sitting pretty. Don't forget about her. Drop something and make her happy. We thank you all for that. Next, we're going to get into the next poet. Her name is Elizabeth. Can you come on up, Elizabeth?
Motherhood is wild. Are there any other mothers in here? Am I the only mother? Okay. I might be the only mother. That's crazy. Okay. So it was wild when they were little, and now that they're old-ish, it's still really wild. So I wrote this poem. It's called Vanishing Point. The true mirage is motherhood. When you were born, I said your name out loud, alone with you looking up at me. After a change of clothes, a change in afternoon light, a new sound playing off silence. Your palm closed over my fingers when I pressed it. Everyone gone to work isn't elsewhere people get caught up in sometimes. There's water in the distance. It's coming closer, blurry. It vanishes into the horizon. Tomorrow it returns. It never left. The land seems passable, even full of switchbacks and places where we do not intend to reenact foibles in the blood, mother sins, but scale the lifelines of the same women who wept, who worked for our sake. We all receive a letter from the same sender. This path converges for however long. You won't know how long. Give it your attention. The true mirage is everything I understood I couldn't keep, since back when you and I were new at this, but all in whispers. To take part in it, irresistible, chosen in advance. So, should I despair, whatever we didn't know, and how we found out, seized by the distances, by faraway days, I will rally. Se me parte el corazón. I open my hand. I'll read this quickly. So I'm kind of still street illiterate in the South. That's hard for me because I'm like, I don't know what you are, or you, or you, or I don't know what any of you are, but you're pretty. Okay. So I'm writing a poem about the woods, but it brought me back to what I know. So this is called You're Almost There. Send me to higher altitudes. I want to see clay on a wheel spun by the wind, the hoodoo towers that defy wishes to remain as we were, in the woods, the aspen grove, the Duck Creek, shimmering gold of Cedar Mountains, solemn passageways where the Virgin River Gorge provides cover but forces our hand, lifts our eyes up again. Higher still to pinyon pine and juniper on the blue-green cliffs of gnarled bristlecone against sandstone, against rainbow-ribboned rock, and the slight waterfall trickling alongside the mountain and disappearing into the desert, where the wind drives away sorrow with a sting of provocation. Look into the distance. You could almost fly there, but here's a place that elicits prayer also. Stay with me, and I can endure this to the end. Stay with me as far away as you send. Over rivers and east to borders of feathered canopies where I don't understand the burnt umber inscriptions ripening on the broad leaves of the overstory. They fall onto red clay at the foot of South Peaks. Walk with me in these new woods, whipped by ground clouds that spread to the end of the street. Take my hand, and I'm above the tree line. I'm in my bed. I'm in this house. And it's okay. I can see from here also.
Next poet is Shane.
Is there really only one mother in here tonight?
That's so weird.
There's okay, there we go. Let's hear it for moms, first of all. Thank you, Mom. Thanks for mothering. Hi, Mom. I don't know if you're watching, but I have a few short ones for y'all tonight. Has anything worth anything ever arrived without some sting? Without hard work or discipline, or drenched in sweat glistening? When storms arrive, do tree trunks break? Do birds never a nest remake? When winter comes, do penguins run? Do plants not grow outside full sun? Life never quits when things get tough. It won't settle for lesser stuff. It turns lemons to lemonade and proudly tells you it's homemade. When things look hard, don't run away. Work harder, make a better day. And if someone lends you a hand, then take it. By your side they'll stand. While it's noble to work alone, with two, that work will build a home. 'Cause anything worth anything, when earned, can be worth everything. Thank you. I have a few short 5-line Japanese style poems. So. Fish in the tide pool cannot observe the ocean, fears that it is trapped. But the tides rise twice a day. Fish can choose to free itself. Sushi roll vanished in the last slice of ginger you place on my plate. Hearts are not heard, they are shown. Little things give them away. Oh, please, sweet garden, I've sown seeds with tender care, drenched you with my soul. Not to do now, but pray you found my love worth growing for. Thank you.
Thank you, Shane. That was beautiful. Next, we have Alan Burkett.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Thank you for accommodating. I have 2 poems. One is about Plato and Socrates, and the other is about a lemon drop. And somehow they relate. Banquet of ridiculous joy with Plato and Socrates. Because honestly, what else could it be? Me wedged between Socrates, whose beard smells faintly of garlic and wine, and Plato, who keeps insisting the soup is not soup, but only the idea of soup. Which makes Socrates laugh so hard he nearly chokes on his lentils. Which makes me laugh so hard I spit a little wine down my chin, which makes Plato roll his eyes at both of us like we're children. Which we are in the face of figs so sweet they should have their own hymns. And I can't stop thanking everything. Thanking the figs and the spoons and the donkey braying in the distance. Thanking the clay cup with its little chip that makes the wine taste older. And thanking the woman who brought us bread and told us to behave. And thanking the shadow of the olive tree that keeps slapping my face in the breeze. And thanking even the ants marching across the tablecloth like they've been invited to. And why not? Let them carry off a crumb of wisdom for the colony. And Socrates, mouthful of feta, murmurs something about justice, and Plato counters with beauty, and I counter with another peach. Its juice making a small river down my wrist, and Socrates grins, points at me and says, see, this is the one who knows the fucking truth. And I nearly fall out of my chair with joy, because imagine being praised for peach eating by the man who invented questioning itself. Imagine being handed a napkin by the man who invented allegory. Imagine the whole world right here, sticky with sweetness, laughing itself alive.
Yeah.
Is there anything else in the whole wide world? I let a lemon drop roll across my tongue, the way a man might toy with a marble in his pocket while waiting for a bus. And I immediately think, is there anything else in the whole wide world that tastes like this? Certainly not the lemon itself, which is more lawsuit than fruit. Or the pie, whose meringue looks like it's auditioning for a hair commercial. Not even the fancy French candies that come in tins like jewelry boxes and cost more than a tank of gas. They only gesture vaguely towards citrus, like an actor waving in a parade. But this little pellet of sugar and sunshine is a miracle of chemistry. A tiny yellow planet spinning on my tongue, and I wonder, with no small degree of seriousness, why it isn't included in communion. Imagine history if it were. A bishop clearing his throat. Take, eat, this is my body. And the congregation unwrapping their lemon drops, the whole cathedral filling with the sound of satisfied slurping. Wars postponed, marriages improved, politicians pausing mid-speech to say, Excuse me, this one still is awful. So, is there anything else? Of course not. It's just this, in a ridiculous way I close my eyes, like a monk receiving enlightenment from a piece of candy I bought at the gas station.
Get out of the hand. I appreciate that. Okay, next we have Skeeter Michaels.
I'm going to try this. This first one I wrote it during a snow day this past winter. Woke up and it was before the sun had come up, and I was just looking at my wife, and while the kids were still asleep, and went out on the front porch and watched the snow before the sun came up this morning. So, and after I get through, I'm just going to roll through these and hopefully I get through these. Snow before her dawn. Though the sun is not yet risen, already you are beautiful. Crisp and snow wintered quietly with not a track there to be told. Nothing lives but the silentness, the falling of light and darkness, whose angels dance about your face, speaking soft riddles through their steps. In your shuttered den to dreams speak. In these two children anxiously stir for sweet memories you prepared, sleeping in such a tranquil bed. Let sunrise be suspended to caress your frozen visage until the angels have finished whispering out God's winter song. An old love rewritten. My beloved, do you know what you have become? A forgotten poem read, I should have written better. A wild vine from a seed that ran across the field. A misdirected passion of life I lost while living. Something that shouldn't have been, but still somehow God allowed, which received rain and sun, and through a distant period of words I might have changed, a second offering found, beyond clods, weeds, and years still there flowering, today's impromptu smile, wholly realizing once more the long vine's timeless truth. My dear poem, seed and passion, you are a love that does not fail. The melt. It was nothing that was said, and much less it was seen, because I had a love and she was snow, and I had a heart and it was earth. When she was not even 2 weeks gone, tiny crocus blooms sprang in a place near where my winter barns had all long stood empty. I tore them down and never built them back. There was no grudge, and I never kept a thing.
Let's get it up to Skeeter Michael, first time reader.
I'm gonna do a quick one because I just memorized this one, so I want to get it out before I forget.
Some of the most beautiful creatures never leave the cocoon. Maybe it's because of the danger that looms, but they die in that stasis, left with no traces of actual growth, replaying the same dreams of monkeys using trees as trapeze to give the back some ease. People can be that way when they want to make moves, but don't know how to approach the fear that they might lose with no return on the paid dues. Just trying to find the right way, but words tend to become illegible because no map can be drawn with a broken pencil, even though the directions are already in us, locked up by the keys that we all hold.
Next we have Griffin Mackay. I hope I'm pronouncing it right.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
See if I can read this with some notes. Cool, yeah. Content warning. This has, I guess, implied sexual assault. It's not graphic or explicit or anything, but it might still be uncomfortable. And allusions to slash movie violence. I'm really nervous. That's why I'm wearing brown pants.
You're doing great.
Okay. Our very first date, we saw Halloween, a sinister shape stalking suburb streets and slashing sex-crazed teens in a tale as old as the 70s or so. But then again, there's always been some danger in young love. A killing silence prowls between us now. A cold, emotionless mask hides your face. Your words, when they still come, cut me like knives. Is pain the only language you can speak? I tried to tell you, no, I did tell you. I don't want to, not in my parents' house, not out of the woods, not in my own bed. My answer was no. You kept trying, though, kept coming back for one more sequel scare to chase your final girl one more time. Can we change genres? No more slasher flicks. Why don't we try a gothic romance, huh? Less Freddy Krueger, more Edward Scissorhands. Be sweet, be quiet, listen to me, please. I'd forgive your cold, clumsy, cutting hands if you just fucking keep them off me. But you're still cracking dumb one-liners, and you're hiding under your mask like always, and eyeing me, deciding where to cut. Our last date, we watched the new Halloween, a crappy remake of the very first. I guess you thought that was romantic. But now that I don't like you anymore, I'm as disgusted by the blood and gore as your lips on my ear, teeth on my neck, prick poking me like the point of a knife. I just can't take this horror anymore. 6 shots fired. You need to work on yourself. You tumbled out the window of my life. Your theme song is reprised o'er my escape. As credits roll, there is a final scream. I will love you forever, you warn me. So I walk faster. It sounds like a threat.
Next poet is Ryan D.
Alright, I got 2 poems for you. This first one is called Overcorrection. I don't want to leave, at least not all the time. The words catch in my throat, fish hooks meet trachea, as if one utterance, even in my own skull, forfeits my manhood. Sometimes I wonder, can they see it? Of course they can. I've been butt naked since '89. An exposed wire in the land of well-grounded pliers, I bear witness to sparks I'll never give. The ego that never lived, just another dwarf in the flask. I am simply a patchwork of celestial voodoo and karmic debt that pulls the strings of my corpse like a marionette. I don't want to wait for love, at least not much longer. All around me, shards of glass coalesce into beautifully stained window panes, yet I remain trapped in this zero-sum game, convinced I must be whole, convinced I must be healed, but when does working on myself end? My therapist refuses to give me a graduation pin. Is it after I finish school again, get a better job and a new place to live? Maybe then I'll be enough. I feel a door closing in this storm, so I keep my foot propped between, holding out hope that you'll stumble in at the last moment, exclaiming how crazy the weather is out there. I won't even mind when you track in the mud and rain. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. This second one is called Wandering Limbs. Who hollowed out these hallowed lands, drew lines on maps with weathered hands, trees falling where the ink flows? The traders. Sold up the river by their own kin and slipped clothes for cash and favors. Who saw that sexy sunset and thought a data center would look better? Fumes that scar the sky frame the eye through a lens of profitable filth, not worth the squeeze, yet we squeeze and squeeze until our palms bleed, until palm trees and kicked up feet are the future forever. We squeeze and squeeze until the last bloody stone has been disclosed, and we squeeze some more, hop, skip, and jump to another land we ain't squeezed before. Who keeps the receipts for cloudless nights with full moon so bright you can see the loving light in your partner's eyes and clear across any political divide? Surely they accept IOUs. Who listens to the barn? Who listens when the barn owl passes and tallies what remains from hunters? How the scene has shifted and the terrain has changed conductors. Those eyes never forget the names, the shame, or the unrelenting fact that it's all our necks versus these train tracks. Thank you.
Yeah.
Organization. Out Loud is a wonderful organization. Want to know how you want to be a part of it? To be a part of it, $25.
Yeah.
So that's how you get to be a part of it. Just once a year. And that's a membership with Out Loud, and you get all kind of perks. You get a chance to have membership meetup, gift, discourse, whatnot. So if you want to be a part of this organization, support us. Please see someone to sign up for your membership, and it's $25.
Yeah.
Don't forget the lady on table 6. We make donations. I mean, we provide a service. And poets, y'all make it happen, okay?
Yeah.
And we want to continue to make that happen. And we thank, like I said, Speak Easy. We thank you, and Straight to L. So don't forget to tip your bartender.
Yeah.
Also, everyone who's read tonight, if you're not published, even if you are published, you can still be a part of this wonderful book, the anthology, that will be coming out next year. And you have until, let's see, where am I? November the 16th through the 24th to submit your. So if you read this year, if you read anything this year, you can submit to the anthology. And it's a spines, a ribble, and you can look at the merch. And you can. We have some.
We
have some books there that you can be a part of. If you read any of your pieces here and Out Loud, you can be a part of that as well. So be sure to try to sign up, like I said, November the 16th through December the 24th for the anthology. Okay, and you see the table, what do we call them, rolling?
Rolling.
Yes, and we have all this wonderful merch, so just please see Elle if you want to purchase any merch. Yeah, raise your hand, Elle, she wore the beautiful. So yeah, you can see her if you want to purchase anything. So before no further ado, we're going to go forward with, is it Bohana? Boyana?
Yes.
Okay, yes, Boyana, I'm sorry.
Good evening. I have 3 really short ones, like a snapshot in time, and then one that I read several years ago here, but I can't find the video to put it in the anthology to refer to, so I'm going to reread it. Some probably didn't even hear it yet. So it is difficult to know that we are apart. Seemed such an innocent autumn star, Warm eyes, soft lips, and caring heart, whispering ancient melody to my soul. Is it a dream or sudden bliss? September night, lost in a kiss. They're all little snapshots. Is it a magic? Is it a dream? Perhaps a light shining within. Could be a rhythm of a star's dance, inviting the moon for evening romance. To sway above the mountain peaks and throw the light of silver shine. To kiss the river to waltz away and come back again another day. There should be one more short one. I'm pretty sure I put the tabs where they need to be. Okay. Calm are the winds in silent night. Moon split in half, still shining bright. Spilling the moonlight on river sand. Quietly flows a water stream under the spell of silver beam. Branches of trees holding hands. Hopefully, I didn't take too much time. Let's find it. There it is. That's the one that I read a while ago. Then speak, kind soul of ancient times, of gentle streams and mystic rhymes, of darkest skies and stars so bright, to poet's heart the true delight. Whisper of a silent wind, echoing on the river stream, turning into thunder, a roar of majestic water flow. Drops are shaking in wild dance, drops are breaking, reuniting, rainbow rising to appear. I can touch it, must be near. You can touch it, must be real. Magical and also dear. Kind soul of ancient times, of gentle streams and mystic rhymes.
Next we have Aubrey Bunny.
So these are, you haven't noticed, these are perilous times we're living in. Okay, and you know what we need? Alan, you know what we need more of? We need more thoughts and prayers. Okay? More thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and praying hands cut across chin, press into nostril flares, sealing off the lips that wait, impatient to speak their turn. Hands not offered in sanctity, but so placed in attempt to tamp down unsolicited bile rising sour from the soul.
Wow.
Okay, this next one's called Under the Sound. Unfortunately, these are things I heard in church growing up. Under the Sound. Genesis 9:20 through 27. I should have known when you preached on the curse of Ham what you really meant by kingdom. I should have shouted no when you praised a master's daughters for loving their mammy enough to take her to church, as if she had the free will. It should have scorched my spirit when you said that slavery was bad, sure enough, but maybe that was the way to bring gospel to a lost people. Mysterious way indeed. I should have stood up with a posture that told you I wasn't answering the call of the altar, to fall helpless on my knees, but should have walked out between the pews with a gait that told you I was leaving, not just going to the water fountain. But I did not. I knew, but didn't want to believe.
Thank you. I paid too much money for it. This is new, but yeah, I don't know if it's rough, all right? I've been told it's gross, but I don't think it's gross, but I guess, horny. So that's the trigger warning. You will feel my absence more than you ever felt my presence. My silence clouding your room, it follows like a fly, your slap away simply shows it to your face, your mouth, your ears, your always open nose, your eyes. I once pressed my tongue into a man's nostrils when he came up from me. All the mucus of my pleasure smeared across his face, driven up his nose by the rapid, desperate breaths of the drowning. I could see it shining in the dark hairs of his nose, white as sea foam. I wanted to taste the scent of myself inside him. My scent stayed with him the way my silence will stay with you. No amount of water can wash it from the cavities winding away into the ears and eyes until it curls around the mass of fat we call the mind, and no amount of time will wash away your memory of presence, the ringing in your ears of silence after so much sound. I once pressed my mouth to a man's ear, my saliva squeezed into his auricle by my breath, so all he could hear was the wet slipping down the canal to well up at the dam of his eardrum until it flooded, spilled over, dripped from the lobe in bright drops. I wanted to hear myself echoing inside him. My sound stayed with him the way my silence will stay with you. No amount of water can wash it from the cavities of sinuses winding away from the ears down into the nose and eyes until it curls around the mass of muscle of the tongue, and no amount of time will wash away the memory of presence, the ringing of silence after so much sound. Thank you.
Yesterday would have been the 18th year that I adopted my black cat Fiona, but it passed 3 months ago, so this is just another sad cat poem for everyone. When do you get rid of the trash can full of fur? I empty the contents in my lap. It's 10 pounds too light, lacks a soft belly and soft edges, or round edges. It doesn't purr and drool, but when I run my fingers through it, my mind fills in the gaps. When do you disassemble the raggedy old office chair? At night, I see your silhouette in its shadow, wait for yellow eyes to peer out, for a quick flash of pink excitement. If I listen carefully, I can still hear her meows. I tell my friends I don't want to carry my loss in a box, that burial makes processing grief easier, that makes it easier to let go. But when do you let go?
Yeah!
This is a text I sent Kimberly, so I'm
That's
sorry
me.
that you have to listen to my thoughts. You know what's a problem that straight men deal with? That it's not talked about enough. When you're talking with another man, conventionally attractive, and you get a whiff of his scent, familiar and welcoming, you imagine his house smells like that. That his house is like a coniferous forest during an autumn sunset, stylishly decorated with seasonal knickknacks and tchotchkes from adventures past. There's charcuterie and potpourri, and all his friends speak with genial, gentle voices. You ask yourself, do I love this man? Could I love this man? Converse with those questions, but he doesn't make you feel like a woman does. Your heart doesn't flutter at the thought of his skin against yours, so you just return to the conversation at hand. I don't know, maybe part of my anxiety is that I'm worried I'm in love with everyone.
Don't forget to follow us on not all social media platforms, but most of them. Facebook, X, I almost call it Twitter, but it's X now. Unfortunately. X, Instagram. So be sure to follow us and be sure to meet us again. We meet every month, every third Sunday of the month. Get here about 6 o'clock to sign up to see if you got a 20 slot, 3 minutes for your poems. So every month, come back and meet us. We'll be glad to have you. So we got 2 more people to go. And Lucas,
Hello. This is a poem about Lone Goose. I come for the cigarettes and beer. I come for the last wrinkled cigarettes shared with a stranger, and the cold beers grown warm over a conversation with my next new friend. There's smoke in my eyes and a PBR stain on my tattered jeans, but I've known saints and priests who aren't as holy as this. I'll bum one off David and ask how things are with that Saul guy, while he tells me the story of a fight he got into years ago with his neighbor's giant son. I find a perch at a worn down spot somewhere between the American spirit incense and the holy water condensation. As my fingers trace the scars on this old wooden pew, Judas asked me to buy him a drink. All the money he had made gambling the world was gone, so I bought him a double, hoping the Turk is left around. You can get the Last Supper from the man who has last call tattooed across his knuckles. Everything sacred about bread and wine in one easy dose. Esther's posted up by the pool tables, talking about liberation from the river to the sea, without an ounce of God on her lips, but is still reciting scripture. Every member of the choir is singing different words, or slapping their knee to a different beat, but we're all hearing the same song under these dim neon stars. Delilah's in the bathroom, fixing girls' skirts and fixing their shoes. When she comes out in an hour from now, she'll give fashion advice to the boys. So come as you are to this worn-down chapel, where we'll fix you up and not change a thing. It's standing room only, with more than enough to go around of whatever you need. Thank you.
last but not least, Charlie.
I get to follow Lucas. That's always my favorite. Look at that hair.
Yeah.
And those shades.
Yeah.
That's great.
I get to open for you, beautiful.
Oh. All right. So it's October, which means Halloween. So these are spooky poems. I'm gonna give a little bit of a trigger warning here that there's some mention of murder and light horror. So just be aware. All right. Let me find. Sorry, I lost my place. All right. So this first one is about my favorite sort of myth or monster story, which comes from the Navajo, and it's the Skinwalker. And I've always really liked this story because obviously they're not very terrifying story, but the other thing is that this creature comes at you and it takes on your face. And so I've always thought about that, like the terror of running from yourself and all the clever implications that can mean. All right, so here we go. Some places remain ancient. There's things that live there, or maybe they merely exist there. 2 years ago, on a silent November night, I sat on a mesa in New Mexico, a small flickering fire next to my tent. There with the wind to keep me company. All alone, I was whistling a song, and there came a returning sound on the wind. And at first, it felt like I had joined with nature. And then I heard the sound get louder, but the wind had died. And then I heard the words that I had sung out, like an echo with a wrong delay, my own voice coming back to me. And then, in the moonlight, I saw the shadow cast down over my tent. Something in my mind called out, and a single commanding word, run. Feet beating against the sand, and the doors opened quickly, and I was driving for my life, and a reflection seen in my mirror brings me more fear for seeing myself on the sands that night. So I really like to work a lot of truth into all my poems, and this next one, while it's spooky, is from my hometown, and it is about this guy, and they told us the story, and they were like, yeah, the thing's right over there next to your playground, and I was like, oh, cool. So that's great. Let's tell kids that there's cursed artifacts next to their playground. So this is called Ode to Cal Logston. In the Cumberland Plateau, there's many ghost stories, and some are made from hate, and some carry very little weight. But the tale that I tell, however, is the truth. Let's go back to 1872, history written and forgotten, just beyond the Tennessee Highlands rim, out beyond the Obi River, past King Mountain. On a cold, windy night, horrors wrought, or so the tale is taught. 3 bodies found dead, and a single man among the red. The people there were quick to anger, and evidently needed no evidence. The county judge agreed that he had clearly done the deed, and on a sunny execution day, Cal Logston had his final say. I am innocent, and I hope you can cope, but you will know the truth by the hangman's rope. Cal turned his eyes to the sky, and as he prepared to die, he became prophetic. Listen to me. 3 times I shall fall, and on the 3rd time death will call, followed by a flood of the Obi River for the tears of an innocent man, and when 100 years from now, you will know my fears, as serpents shall spawn at my grave on that dawn. Cal had the last word, and everyone heard. Now the rope was twice broken, and the 3rd time Sharon's token. For 3 days came the rain, even as if even the sky felt the pain. Now you might find it strange that within a stone's range, children play next to Cal's resting place, running about with smiles on their face. However, we all know where to bound, and foul balls from schoolyard games never found. After all, the graveyard can keep them, since it's filled with snakes from him.